Hi guys, really nice to connect with you again. Today I'm going to show you how to make a very quick and easy scone based pizza. To start with, I'm going to show you the ingredients for the pizza base. So we're using some self-raising flour, a little bit of sugar, 25 to 35 grams of butter or margarine, and a little pinch of salt. For the pizza sauce, it simply is a little can of tomatoes. You won't use all of this, but you can use it again. So a little can of tomatoes, some tomato puree, and any herbs that you can find. I've got some basil and some oregano here. So simply put them into your little jug like this, or any pot or bowl. And you're going to add a little bit of salt, sugar, and a little bit of salt. Now what I like to do is you can actually just mix this and put it directly on top of your pizza, but what I like to do is to make it nice and smooth. So I'm going to use a little bit of a hand blender here to okay, so now we have a nice smooth pizza sauce with everything mixed in, and we have here our pizza sauce ready for the topping of our pizza. So now we're going to make the pizza dough. So in here we have 150 grams of self-raising flour. Now you can either use your tablespoon to do that, or your 50 ml measuring spoon, or your digital scales. So it's 150 grams of flour. Into that I'm going to add 1 teaspoonful of sugar and half a teaspoonful of salt. Okay? And just use your fingers just to mix all that together. Now the process for making any pastry dough is we have to use this process called rubbing in. So we're going to rub in the butter into the flour, so we can mix all the fat in with the protein in the flour till we get a nice elastic dough. Now this is a scone based pizza. It's nice and airy, but it also has a slight sweetness to it, and it cooks very quickly. So again, we're not using yeast in this product, and therefore there's no resting time. So it's really quick and easy to make. So we're going to rub in using the tips of your fingers to rub the butter into the flour and break down all the protein so the gluten gets really nice and stretchy. Okay, now once you think you've rubbed the butter into the flour, you shake your bowl and all the little lumps will come to the top. So take your fingers back in again and rub again. Okay, now remember in class I've always shown you how to do rubbing in. Is to go into ballet position, the first position in ballet, so that you can get your hands in at the right angle to make sure that the butter has all rubbed in. So I think we're there now. Okay, lovely. Now what we're going to do now is put a little well in the centre of the bowl, like this, and into that we're going to add our milk. Now, in here I've measured 100 grams of milk. Now it might be too much, so we're going to use our eye to see what is the right amount for this amount of mixture. So into this milk I'm also going to add a tiny little bit of sugar. I'm going to add another a spoonful of sugar into there to give it a little sweetness. Okay. Into the well we're going to pour the milk and stop and stir. Now you'll know when you've got the right consistency. You have a nice I think that's lovely. So it's not quite 100, say about 60 ml of milk we've used. And take your hands in there and you're going to bring it all together into a nice little dough ball. Use your hands, squeeze the flour and the milk and the butter and everything together, gathering up all the flour till you have it into one little bowl. Now, onto any board which is clean, just add a little bit of flour and then bring your dough ball onto the table and pat your dough ball around the flour like this. Now, we're going to be using a 12-inch pizza tin for this. So we're wanting a round shape. So remember how to get round shape in school. We've shown you how to do that. First of all, coat your rolling pin in flour, and then we're going to take a rolling pin lightly from the centre and roll out, not too heavy, and then turn our pastry round and roll again, turn the pastry round, so you get a nice round pizza. Keep turning and rolling. Oops. If you get any tears, just join your pastry back up again. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to show you now to fit this onto your pizza base. So here we have our 12-inch pizza tray. Pizza trays have little holes in the tray, and that's so that the heat can get underneath and cook the base from underneath as well when it's in the oven. So we've got our pizza dough here. So we take your rolling pin and roll your pizza dough onto your rolling pin like this. If it tears, you can always join it back up again. Bring your tray onto the centre like that and unroll, and this should fit just almost perfectly onto this tray. So we're just going to use our hands to stretch and join so we get a nice pizza base. So take your hands round, making sure you kind of join up hips, a wee bit thin on that side. Otherwise that's absolutely fine. So we have there a 12-inch pizza dough ready for the tomato paste now. Okay, so bring your tomato paste over, and I'm going to start at the centre, maybe use about 4 spoonfuls of tomato topping and spread it with a spoon. I'm going to use 5 now. Spread it with a spoon. It depends how tomatoey you like your pizza. Some people don't like too much, others like a lot. So I'm just going to spread this, not right to the edges. And of course you can do all sorts of creative things with this. You can make it into a love heart shape, you can do a double crust, you can do a filled crust, all sorts of different variations on pizzas. I've now added 6 little spoonfuls of tomato sauce. So there we have our pizza base with the tomato on it. Now the next thing to add in is cheese. So here I have grated cheese. This is just basic cheddar cheese, and I'm going to sprinkle the cheddar cheese around the pizza like this, and onto this pizza I'm also going to add some pepperoni cheese, some pepperoni. So I have some pepperoni already prepared here, and it's roughly about 12 slices I think. So start off with the outer rim, 6 around the outer rim, and then I'm going to build inside like this. Again, you could add anything to this: chicken, pineapple, ham, sweet corn, just have margarita, whatever you prefer. Okay, now I always love to finish my pizzas with a little bit of mozzarella cheese. I find it's an Italian cheese. It's very, very tasty, very delicious, has a beautiful colour, and of course this is where the pizza margherita gets its name from the colours of the Italian flag. So you've got the white cheese and the white base of the pizza bread, and then you have the red for the tomatoes, and then the green comes from any vegetables that you might put on it, but more sort of popular on pizza is fresh basil. I absolutely love fresh basil. It tastes and smells. It tastes and smells absolutely delicious. So I'm just going to pick and tear some fresh basil on top of the pizza. Spread it around. You can add more onto it if you like. And at this stage you can also add some more herbs. if you prefer, but I like it just simple like this. Now I'm going to bake this in an oven for about 10 to maybe 12 to 15 minutes at an oven temperature of 200 degrees, and that's gas mark 5. And I'm going to bake it for, say, up to about 15 minutes, but I'm going to check it after 12. It's a nice thin pizza, and there's lots of holes underneath, so the heat and can cook the pizza from underneath as well, so it doesn't take that long to cook. So into the oven it goes. So here we have our scone based pizza, absolutely beautifully cooked, and I'm sure it will taste equally delicious. So I'm just going to finish it off here with a little piece of basil on top, and here we have our pepperoni pizza, if you like. And I would suggest that you serve this with a salad or on its own, again with a glass of milk, totally nutritious. The base you're going to have gives you some carbohydrate, the cheese gives you calcium, and the little bits of pepperoni add a little bit of protein to it. So in all, it's quite a healthy dish to have for tea or for a snack. So go on, have a go and enjoy.